My name is Katrina Radke, and in this interview, I'm interviewing Nelson Diebel, 1992 Olympic gold medalist in the 100-meter breaststroke. He shares one of his stories of what it was like to train with famed Chris Martin at Peddie, and what he had to deal with at one of his biggest challenges. This is for Swim Swam. We're here with Nelson Diebel, 1992 gold medalist in the 100-meter breaststroke, and swam for the United States for 4 years. Nelson, how are you tonight?
I am doing quite well, thank you.
Good, it's a pleasure to see you here. And I would love for people to know out there what it was like to swim with Chris Martin at Peddie, of course, our rival at Germantown Academy, since I swam at Germantown Academy. What was it like swimming at Peddie with Chris Martin?
Terrifying. Challenging and actually by the end very exhilarating, but it was definitely a process.
Okay, so what would be one of the most or one of the biggest challenges you had to face while there in terms of being able to make the Olympic team?
I actually had a we'll say a small experiment with gravity where I fell off of a balcony and broke both my wrists, and I was in casts for 8 weeks. And when I first came back, I wasn't allowed to actually put any pressure on them. So I wasn't allowed, if I fell, I wasn't allowed to catch myself with my wrists. I actually didn't have enough strength in my wrist to push my body out of the water. So Chris used to make me vertical kick with a weight tied around my waist. And Chris was very interested in mental training and toughening you up mentally. So I actually couldn't get out of the water without hooking my elbows through the ladders. And so Chris puts me into this set, puts me in the diving well that's 9 feet deep at the shallowest, and then he starts going around and pulling the ladders out of the pool and carrying them up the deck. I'm sitting there like doing my breaststroke kick with the 30 pounds or so around my waist, go, Chris, what you doing, Chris? He's like, just do your set. Isn't your interval coming up? I'm watching the clock. I'm like, what are you doing, Chris? Goes around, pulls out all of the ladders, goes into the office, shuts off the lights, goes to the locker room, locks the door, and leaves.
Oh, man.
And I am in the dark. And there's one door to the outside that's giving me just enough light to see the clock. Now, what he apparently had done was go upstairs and was sort of lying down on the floor up above the stand where I couldn't see him. But I thought that he was leaving me alone, and I was like...
And he's told me he was just so mad he had to make sure that you took care of yourself.
Oh, he was like, he was in the way that he tells it, this was the moment. This was the moment when I was either gonna, lose all of my edge, and I was gonna give up, and I was just not gonna be worth making the team, or I was gonna push through and I was gonna decide this is the moment, and I was gonna do it. And so it was about a 45-minute kick set. And I'm sitting here doing the set, and I'm doing the set, and doing the set, and I'm feeling more and more and more sorry for myself. And I was like, I got these weights around my waist. I was like, he's gonna come back and find me bobbing at the bottom of the pool, and then he'll be sorry. And I was so overly dramatic. I wasn't scared. I was just like I was a teenager. I was 17, 18 years old. I was way too dramatic.
Yeah.
And I was like, won't he be sorry? But I was like, and then I got angry, which is what I usually did when he challenged me with anything. And I was like, well, the hell with him. I was like, the heck with him. I'm gonna do this set, and I'm gonna finish this set, and he's gonna find me dead on the bottom of the pool, but he's gonna find me dead on the bottom of the pool after I'm done with it. And apparently I finished through the whole thing. I went over to the side of the pool, and I was just sort of hanging out, and that's when he came back down the stairs and announced that he was there, and his decision. Now, this is in 1988. This is 2 months after I didn't make the team in '88, and he decided there and then, according to him, that I was definitely going to make the '92 team.
And you did. Tell us. See you next time.